Here's a quote from George Orwell's 1984. "Never again will you be capable of ordinary human feeling. Everything will be dead inside you. Never again will you be capable of love, or friendship, or joy, of living, or laughter, or curiosity, or courage, or integrity. You will be hollow. We shall squeeze you empty, and then we shall fill you with ourselves." Have you noticed that when family, friends, and loved ones come back from assemblies, watchtower meetings, or some kind of meeting where the governing body has instituted some kind of weird control freakery, that your family changed? They're cold towards the ones who have been disfellowshipped or disassociated because they're guilt-tripped into shunning you. But then a little further down the line and it all wears off. And then there's another helping of hate crime from the governing body, and your family go all cold again. And this can go on for a very long time. I've seen it before. It seems to me that the authentic person within the Jehovah's Witness battles with the cult persona. There's two selves. One is the real person they really are, and the other's a Borg drone under the mind cleansing of the Watchtower Babylon crap society. You know, I've tried to remember what it was like when I was in the organisation. I mean, it's difficult really, because I don't think I was ever that kind of a Borg drone. But in the final analysis, I believe that I was made to feel guilty, unworthy, filth, as if God would have to murder me very soon because I wasn't good enough, I wasn't obeying the governing body like I should do. And you know what? I got sick and tired, especially when I was an elder, of all this adulation of the governing body. Even in elders' meetings, they'd say, "Oh, well, we thank the faithful slave for this, that, and the other." And you know, sometimes when I'd had an experience, trademark, where I'd been a good little Borgie, and I'd done good little Borgie things, and perhaps got 73 million studies and 100,000 people baptized. Well, I'm exaggerating. In fact, I've been told 1 billion times not to exaggerate. But anyway, you get the point, don't you? And I'd perhaps put my hand up at the meeting and try and encourage the brothers and sisters with my experience. And you know, the elders in control, even when I was an elder myself, they would rarely commend me. I wondered why that was. Because they're just men. They do not have Holy Spirit. They do not love Christ. They are just men slaving in the iron cogwheels of a cult. It's a pyramid business posing as a religion. And maybe it was because they felt guilty themselves that they hadn't had the experience that I'd had, and they didn't want to commend me because they were jealous, because I'd outdone them in their borginess. So what I'm saying really is, please be prepared, my friends. If you're disfellowshipped, disassociated, marked, or just fading, the governing body are now ramping up the control. Your loved ones are being bombarded with cult indoctrination, information control, milieu control, all these cult propaganda techniques. They are now being bombarded with them. And you know what? It reminds me of the 1980s all over again. Yeah, I was there after 1975, that failed prophecy. I was there. We were guilt-tripped into believing that it was our fault for believing that 1975 was probably Armageddon, even though we were actually told it from the platform. We were actually told it. But actually this is good news, you know, because it shows that the Watchtower Babylon crap society is fracturing. It's dying. How long that will take, I do not know. But I imagine that probably future congregations will be populated by eccentric old maids and dumb clucks, thickies, that wouldn't get power over people the way they get power over them in the Borg or the Brooklyn Org. So just to recap, never again, wrote Orwell, will you be capable of ordinary human feeling. Yeah, we're seeing that, aren't we, with the ramping up of the control that the governing body are doing right now. Everything will be dead inside you. No natural affection. No natural affection for loved ones who have been disfellowshipped or simply just disagree with the Watchtower. And I hope this is good news anyway, because although it's very painful for us, we are suffering. We are suffering because of the hot and cold treatment that we're getting from our family. But you know what? It's proof that the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Pennsylvania are going down the Kazi. And you know what? Good riddance to the paedophile protecting filth.